Well, welcome back to the third episode of the Mk1 Golf. So today we're going to be sort of knocking on the head, hopefully, most of the electrical bits and the interior bits and bobs. Got a ton of parts for it now, so that's great. Might get into mechanical, depends, might not until next episode. We'll see how it goes really. Still trying to find a new instrument cluster for it, which I think is then the only electrical part we'll be missing, which is a shame because we could do get the whole dash back together, but you know. So let's look through the parts we've got a minute then. So we've finally got a stereo cage to fit the stereo into the fascia properly, so that'll be handy. We've got a new auxiliary belt, which is obviously going to be needed because the old one was screwed, so nice one then. Got a new interior light because the current interior light is one of the mounting tabs is damaged and the contacts are damaged, and it's just, yeah, VW Heritage, price was so good. Better to get a new one to even try and think of fixing it. We've got two new door switches as well for the interior light. They currently don't work, and I'm assuming it's due to the contacts in the switches. Now, they are £1.85 a switch. It wouldn't even worth taking the switches apart and trying to fix them for that. So, new switches for that as well. Some more LED lamps for the instrument cluster when we get a new cluster, because we've obviously used the ones I did buy in the centre console. We've got a new coolant temperature sensor. So that'll be handy to see if that fixes our issue on our gauge. After 2 weeks, almost, my Hermes finally managed to deliver the 12-volt lighter socket. So we'll go get that wired in and see if that one fits. Because you can't seem to get any VW replacement for it from what I can find, which is a bit annoying. We've got the upgraded rocker cover gasket, just because it was a few quid more than the cork one, and they're meant to be a lot better. So, might as well fit one of them. We've got a Gates timing belt and tensioner kit, so that'll be perfect for the cam belt. So, that'll be the ideal. And then, as I said in the last episode, I think we sort of finished off after getting a few bits working, radio sorted. We didn't have any rear speakers because they were that knackered. They didn't work full stop. You sort of push down on the cone and it'd make a bit of contact, and then the speaker would crack, and that was about it. So we got a set of Pioneer 6.5-inch speakers, and the grills of them actually look rather retro, so it's perfect. They haven't changed much over the years. They will blend right in, so that will be handy. So I might start and fit the speakers first, and then move on to the other dashboard bits and the seat issues and the million other things we picked up last time. So let's crack on. So fitting the new speakers is going to be a fairly simple process. That pretty much just involves removing the old ones and screwing new ones in. If I had a screwdriver on me. That's a new wire, and it will tidy up later on. Now, just a hint, pretty much all speaker wiring in cars and such, all aftermarket stuff, the cable with the line on it is the negative, so that's handy to know, which is quite often the small terminal on the speaker. If you've got, because most speakers have two terminals, a small one and a bigger one, and the smaller one is the ground normally. So our new speaker should fit in there just fine. So we want to put some new ends on the cable here and crimp them on, put them on. There we go, as simple as that. There's now two new Pioneer speakers installed on the back glass shelf. Guess we best give them a try, hadn't we? Right, well, as you can probably hear, probably a copyright strike on me right now. We got audio now, and actually it doesn't sound too shabby at all. So that'll do. Perfect. That's one more thing ticked off the list. I guess we best now get a look at the cigarette lighter and see if the aftermarket universal type 1 is going to fit or not. Well, one way or another it's got to fit really, because I couldn't find much else at the time. So, where is he? He's in the bag here of goodies somewhere. There he is. So whether this here is going to do a job, because ideally we want it to do the same. Oh, ideally we want it to also supply light through to the not the end world, but the ashtray here. So the previous one did that. Whether we can make this one fit to do it as well, hopefully we'll find out. Let's have a play with that, I guess. Okay, so a little bit on now. We made some progress. We've now got the dash mostly back together, bar the instrument cluster obviously, because we're waiting on that to we're waiting to find a new one of them. So for now I've checked it back together so we can test things. Pretty much now. Whenever I turn off this light, you might be able to see with the ignition on, we've got a light on the headlight switch, so you can see it in the dark. We got a handbrake warning light. We've got a dimmer which dims and works. Turn the lights on. We've got a stereo that works. We've got illumination on around all the fan bits. We've got illumination around the cigarette lighter. We've got illumination at the bottom gauges. We've got illumination at the switches, so that's good. Got blowers at work. Got radio at works. So yeah, I'd say it's not bad on that lot. So that's all tidied up, put back together. The dashboard is now actually fixed to the car as well, so that's another bonus. Next on the list is going to be this interior light. So it currently, I think I made it do one thing. Yeah, so it'll do just go on once. That's it. So we'll fit the new light without the broken tabs, and we'll test it out a minute and see what the sensors come back of. So if we can get it maybe working when doors are open, with any luck. So let's crack on with that. Alright, new unit fitted. So if we turn them on, he comes on permanent. We flick them over to this setting here, which is the two, the brown and the white cables, which I'd imagine one per door sensor. It doesn't come on. Now, the way this should work is these cables go back to two door switches, here and the other side, and essentially these switches, when the switch is in the out position like that, that then grounds it through the screw here on the body. So that then should send a ground up to this light, which would in fact turn on this lamp. But it's not. So either we've got no continuity in these cables and they've been cut or damaged between there and there, or they're not connected, which could also be a possibility, or the switches are knackered or the contacts rusted up. So we've got new switches, so we'll pop them in a minute and we'll just see what happens if we change that. So here's a good sign. I'm just removing the switch, and as I'm removing it, I noticed I managed to short it out against the body of the car. And when it's shorted out, the light's on. So the wiring's good. This just literally means the switch and the contacts were all knackered. So hopefully it's the same on the passenger side as well. And yeah, it's a genuine switch. It's pretty original. We got our brand new ones over here. Yeah, so they will do fine, and that will hopefully fix our issue. Oh, they've got different size connectors, haven't they? They do. Yes, the best recrimp down as well then. And clean up where the screw goes through to make contact. But it looks like our issue is mostly going to be due to a corrosion on this. You can't see, I don't think. But where that, yeah, where that earth comes back onto that body, which should be earthed by the chassis, it's corroded to hell. And if I cleaned it up, it's going to corrode again. So that's just a much better solution. I'll get them fitted in a minute and I'll see how it goes. Perfect. That's another easy success. So now we've got another issue here. As I previously mentioned about the seat not locking in, I found that underneath the seat. Now that pin should go through there and lock onto the lever mechanism here. So I guess I best fix that one as well. Damn it. Well, that's overall, I think, a fairly good success in the interior then. Seat now does not go back and forwards. It's locked in place with what does go back and forwards, but with the lever only. So, excellent. No passengers going through the front windscreen yet. Interior light works with doors. Excellent. All the other lighting in here all works as well. So that's good. Now, temperature gauge works as well. We see down there. So we got oil temperature working there. We got voltage working and the coolant temperature working. So that was just a sensor. Old-fashioned cigarette lighter working. Fan works, heater works, rear fog works, hazard works. It all works. So I would say, in terms of inside the car electrics, big success now. So I think we best move on to the outside and start cracking on with what's going on everywhere else, really. Oh, time for a hot one. Okay, so we're on to the engine bay now. Now, so as I previously mentioned, there's quite a few things in here which are, in my opinion, a bit of shower shit. Corrosion on this engine earth lead, so you need to sort that out. This battery lead is twice as long as it needs to be, so we've got twice as much resistance to start the motor. So, although it's absolutely fine, it's only at 1.8 and it turns over fine, it's messy, it's not needed, it's just, yeah. So, for the sake of just returning it out and fixing that, we might as well fix that. Everything else here at the minute is just an absolute mess, so we will be getting on to just giving it a little tidy up, plus a clean, because I don't plan on doing too much work on it until it's clean. So we've got to sort it out, and especially as we've got to dive into the head a bit. Got to get some new air line for the washer jets, so we've got to sort that out. Got to remount the intake air temperature sensor wherever it goes, so let's find that out. And then we diagnosed last time out when it's got issues, but we'll tear into that, yeah, later on. I got others, but they're not actually that good, so we might need a brand new one, which ain't ideal. I think battery lead's the first thing, isn't it? Okay, so I've shortened the starter cable, left a bit of slack on it, obviously what you want, not a ton of slack. Lubed up the terminals with electro lube, cleaned all the ground connections up, electro lubed them, put a stainless nut and washer on the top there, done all that. What I will do is I will put some rust treatment around where someone's carved off the paint here to put the ground tab, and then put a bit of hammer out or something around it to try and protect it, because that's just crap. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be it for this episode, to be fair. So the electric's now mostly sorted on the car. I think next episode now we're going to be starting to dive into the mechanicals. So let's see the tapping noises, the alternator, the exhaust leaks, just giving it really a once over before it's ready for an MOT. So yeah, I think progress is so good so far. We also need to do the timing belt, water pump, all that kind of bits and bobs. And a bit of a tidy up in this bay, because it's messing with my head. I hate that. It's not my cup of tea at all. So we'll make that a bit tidier at least, so it's more practical. Oh, and she needs a general service. So, yeah. If you happen to have enjoyed the video, then why not drop the video a like, give me a comment, tell me what you think, and subscribe for more. And hopefully I'll see you again in the future. Cheers!